Good morning and welcome. Thanks very much for tuning in. You're watching Times Now Live. My name is Amita Vadwa. Top of the hour, let's get you the updates that we are picking up when it comes to the beautification of the grave of the 1993 Bombay blast accused Yakub Memon. Now, what is being said, there is a police team that had reached the area at the Bada Kabristan, and this is where the problem actually began when it comes to the grave of Yakub Memon being beautified, with marble being placed and the lightings being added. Now, the update coming across that apparently those lightings have now been removed. Now, the chairman of the Bada Kabristan accepted that the grave has been decorated, but also goes on to say that there was no special permission being given to Yakub's grave. Now, we are looking at when it comes to special permission that is given to those families who want a permanent structure to be built on the grave. Who exactly gave permission to Yakub's family, especially when it comes to those, when it comes to the BMC officials and also the grave authorities? Now they have been saying that permission has not been given to the family of Yakub Memon. So how exactly did this cemented marble structure be put in place, beautified in a way as it can be only be reserved for Yakub Memon and his mortal remains? Now, what is being said that this is the grave that is being beautified, and even when it comes to, as we are showcasing, multiple reports from the Bada Kabristan area itself, the updates coming in that this beautification process happened at least 6 to 7 months before. So it's been at least 6 to 7 months ever since this has happened, which has clearly now led to a political war of words between the BJP and the then Shiv Sena that was led by Uddhav Thackeray. Now there is a team of the Mumbai police that has also reached the Bada Kabristan, and there are reports coming across that the lighting from the grave of Yakub Memon has now been removed. The Mumbai police is acting on Times Now Impact, as we are looking at already when it comes to fingers that were being pointed at Yakub Memon's grave on the beautification that has been done. Arunil joining us with more details. Arunil, what's happening now even as we speak? It seems that the Mumbai police has now swung into action.
Well, this is a massive Times Now impact. In fact, when pressure was mounted on the authorities by the relentless coverage that Times Now has been doing, showing how the 1993 convict, Bombay blast convict Yakub Memon, his grave has been beautified, lights have been put on it, multiple lights have been put on it. Now Mumbai police officials reaching the Bada Kabristan area, going inside and have removed the lights from the grave of Yakub Memon. This is what we are understanding from our sources from the Mumbai police. The BJP has mounted pressure on Uddhav Thackeray, basically saying that it was during the tenure of the previous CM Uddhav Thackeray that this beautification had taken place. However, the Congress and the Uddhav Thackeray camp of the Shiv Sena have hit back at the BJP, saying that you know it now, then what are you going to do about it? And the Congress also going to the extent of saying that we didn't return.
But there is another angle to it. Arunil, please stay on with us, because the MP from the Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena camp, Arvind Sawant, has reacted. He says, who knows what's happening inside the Kabristan? And there are other graves as well that are being beautified. But when it comes to Yakub Memon, and he was questioned on the same, Arvind Sawant says that I condemn it, and an inquiry should also be set up. Let's listen it.
Mr. Sawant.
Hello. Yeah.
One question to you. Basically, you are the local MP from South Mumbai. In your constituency only, at Bada Kabristan, Yakub Memon, the convict in 1993 Bombay blast, his grave has been beautified. The BJP is pinning the blame on the earlier CM Uddhav Thackeray and MBA government.
I think basically they are trying to create a problem in Maharashtra as well as the country. There are umpteen number of issues which needs a priority, such as inflation, such as the generation of employment. Those are all the issues. They want to divert miserably. The government has miserably failed in giving protection to women. There, they do not want to concentrate, and such issues they want to divert and politicize the issues. The fact remains, I do not know. I have seen it through the news only. I don't know the fact. Even if something is there, the government, police department, home department can inquire. The entire power is with the trustees. We do not know. And I have learned it is not the only grave which is beautified. Even if there are a number of other graves. Who knows which graves they are, belong to Yakub and others and others. Okay. Nobody wants to glorify and should not be glorified at all. But at the same time, do not blame. Just you have something, some news, and you have got an opportunity to criticize someone. Think of a country. Think of a country. And the BJP doesn't want to think of a country. They want to create divisions among the religions and the regions too. This is what
Mr. Sawant,
this is what the threat to the country, unity of the country.
Mr. Sawant, but the permission, the BMC also has to give a permission for such kind of a...
No, I don't know. No, not at all. It is the trustees. In India, I do not know. But that's what I'm saying. You set an inquiry. Whoever it may be. Whoever it may be. Whether it is government authorities or whether it is ministerial authorities. Whoever it may be. Set an inquiry. But do not come to a conclusion directly. This is what is happening. Like the other cases which are there in the Supreme Court, the people in their party are giving decisions right now. When someone says the 5 years the decision will not be given, what it means? They are questioning the judiciary also, creating doubt about the judiciary's function.
Sir,
is it not the threat to the Constitution of India?
Last question.
Is it not the threat to the Constitution of India?
Mr. Sawant, last question to you. So basically, you're saying that other graves are also beautified, but here is the question about Yakub Memon, who is...
No. Let me be very clear. I am not justifying at all. But it is the trustees. I do not know what is the functioning, what are the powers of the trustees, how they are doing it. Who knows it? Do you go to Kabristan? Do I go to the Kabristan? How do I know it? What is happening inside? Saying I am not justifying, and particularly Yakub's beautification is deplorable.
Arunil, coming back to you on that, of course, you've been speaking to the Shiv Sena MP there, but still he doesn't seem to be... All right, we'll go across to Mr. Ram Kadam right now. Arunil, requesting you to stay on with us. Mr. Ram Kadam, serious questions that have been leveled by the BJP as well. We just had a word with the Shiv Sena MP Arvind Sawant. He goes on to say that the andar kya ho raha hai Kabristan mein kisi ko kya pata, but squarely should not be blamed on the BMC alone.
See, it reflects that the government were indulging into Vasuli scam. They did not have a proper time to understand this kind of issues. The point is, Yakub Memon is not martyred. Yakub Memon is a terrorist. And how can one terrorist tomb can be converted into shrine? Is Mr. Sawant's support for this kind of act? And this everything happened when Uddhav Thackeray was the chief minister. So he is responsible for that. He should come forward and he should apologize. Not only him, but Mr. Pawar and Mr. Rahul Gandhi, both of them, because they were sharing power with them. This is not a normal issue. This is a serious issue. When Honorable Supreme Court has given him life till death, after that, they have put up marble, they have put up LED light, they have given some security there. What reflects? What signal? What message Mr. Uddhav Thackeray has given to the country?
Right. Because Arvind Sawant is saying that they are open to inquiry as well, but also denying any role of the BMC officials there in giving out permission for the beautification of the same. Thank you very much, Mr. Ram Kadam, for joining us here on the broadcast. Going back to Arunil on the same, because Arunil, speaking to both sides there, we just heard it from the BJP and from the Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena camp. They are now engaged in a war of words. However, the Shiv Sena coming out and saying that they are open to inquiry.
Well, that is right. The Shiv Sena, the Uddhav Thackeray camp of the Shiv Sena, basically saying that they're open for an inquiry needs to be set up and appropriate action needs to be taken against whoever is wrong or guilty in this case. But yes, when our colleague Shivani Mishra, who was there at the Bada Qabristan, when she spoke to one of the caretakers, he precisely confirmed about it that this grave of Yakub Memon, the convict of 1993 Bombay blast, the grave was beautified around 6 to 7 months back. If that is the time frame, then it is during the Maha Vikas Aghadi government, when the CM of Maharashtra was Uddhav Thackeray, and BMC obviously was under the control of Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena. Now the BJP is making these allegations on Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena, but however there is a reaction from Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena as well. Ambadas Danve, who is the leader of opposition in the upper house of Maharashtra Assembly, he has asked the BJP and CM Shinde government, asking them what action are you going to take now? If you knew it from already, then why didn't you raise it during 6 to 7 months back? Now you know about it. What is the action that you're going to take? The Mumbai police officials reached over there. They have, for the time being, removed the lighting from the grave of Yakub Memon.
Absolutely. We're already looking at it. Some impact that could be seen now. We'll be getting those fresh pictures and updates as well. Exactly what the police is now doing, especially now reaching Bada Qabristan. What is now being said, that the beautification process, the lights that have been put up earlier have now been removed. For the moment, thank you very much, Arunil.